There we
All
go.
right, we streaming, we on live. It is your girl D-Light, Opio, and Crockett 5050 Music Group podcast. We are in the building live on a Sunday morning. And let's talk radio. Let's talk business, music, business news, and all that. Go ahead and hit the intro. We ready.
Show.
Yes, yes. What up, everybody? You are tuned in to the 5050 Music Podcast, and we can really have a good conversation. We thank everybody for tapping in with us this morning. All right, we're gonna talk everything radio. That's why we got Crockett on. What's up, Crockett? How you feeling?
What's happening? What's happening? I'm feeling good. Blessed.
You
Blessed.
feeling good?
Yeah, I can't
Blessed by
complain.
the best.
I can't complain.
Amen, amen. And we got the man with the master plan
Hey,
on with us,
hey,
Opio. How
hey,
you
what's
doing?
going on? I'm doing all right this morning. You know what I'm saying? After this, I'm gonna go ahead and look at the game and then get back to work a little bit. You know what I mean? So,
Amen. I love
yeah.
it. I love it. Well, you know what? I appreciate y'all. I've been having all kind of technical issues this morning, so we are a little bit late. A little. I mean, but hey, if
Hey,
you
it is
watching the
what it is.
replay, yeah, if you ain't watching us live, you watching the replay. Usually we do this at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and noon Eastern Standard Time, but we just a little bit late today. All right. So, but yeah, we got an interesting show lined up. I'm really excited about the show because apparently Crockett got a lot of background and history and knowledge in this area, and so do I. As
Right.
I have, as I've worked in radio, um, for a good portion of my life. Matter of fact, if some of y'all don't know, radio was my first job. Radio was
Mm.
my first job. I didn't flip burgers and everything. I do none of that. I interned at 99.1 KGGI out here in Riverside, California, and ended up on air overnight. But I ended up on air. And here, look at me now. You know what I'm saying? Look at me now. Senior label manager at 5050 Music Group. OPO, tell everybody your title and kind of what they do if this is their first time tapping in.
Yeah, well, I'm the director manager of 5050 Music Group. I handle everything as far as partnerships. I look over everything. Like I say, partnerships, where the money coming from, where it's going, budget, everything. You know, everything. Produce
Yeah, everything.
everything. I do everything. I do a little bit of everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. It costs to be the boss, bro. It
Hey,
costs to
man.
be the boss.
You know,
Oh
4 hour.
no.
4 hour sleeps. You know what I
You know
mean?
what I'm
You know how it
saying?
go.
You
It,
That's
know
it,
right.
what?
it is what it is.
It is what it is. You know
It
what?
is.
And I need to put. I'm on today. I'm chimed in on my phone, and of course I got a call in the middle of the show. So did I freeze up?
No,
No.
Okay.
no.
All right. Well, Crockett, we know Opio do everything. Um, we talked about your group. We talked about you signing a great male group that we're looking forward to blowing up, and we wanted to talk to you. We
What
want
is
you to
this? Yeah,
introduce
let them.
yourself. What your
Yeah.
title is and all that.
Okay, well, they call me Crockett. Um, I got a lot of names. Some people know me as B Rod. Some people know me as Butch. Some people know me as Croc. Some people know me as Sosa. Um, but it's all the same guy. You know what I mean? Um, uh, I've done a little bit of everything in this game, man. From producing to being an artist to manager to uh, uh, radio rep, um, uh, promotion, party promotion, DJing. I've been around. You know what I'm saying? So um, I landed, thanks to OPO and the good brothers at 5050 Music Group. I landed a distro deal for my label a few years back and grew with 5050 and now a label manager over here. Um, you know what I'm saying? Doing what I do over here. And, I just appreciate that. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Put me in position to really be able to,
It's
use
all good.
my knowledge and my talents, you know what I'm saying? To help some people for real, for real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. That's awesome. So let's get to it. Let's get to it. This part of the show, though, I talk about music biz news. So I'm going to go ahead and jump off the music biz news so we can get directly to the topic today, which is radio airplay. And we're going to discuss the importance of radio airplay in this digital age. But before we get into that, let's talk about the news. RIP to Young Dolph, man. This is such a tragic story. But over the weekend, some things were unfolding about his case. And, you know, if you like me, you are kind of tapped in and seeing what's going on because we got a lot of snooper duper hood detectives. You know what I'm saying? And they locking down brothers that they point out brothers that had on the same outfit, was on Instagram
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
same choppers and with the same outfits, posed in front of the same car. So brothers, if y'all gonna go do crimes such as kill a
Profile
I
artist.
profile
high
artist.
profile artist, yeah, make sure you wear a brand new outfit. Not that I'm condoning anything like that, but don't be posed in front of the same cars and everything. So yeah, everybody knows that Young Dolph was fatally shot on Wednesday at Makita's homemade butter cookies, y'all. Brother can't even go get some
Crazy,
cookies
crazy,
That was,
without getting shot. Yeah,
that
crazy.
was
what
the
y'all got to say
dumbest.
about
That was
that?
the dumbest thing. That was just dumb. It was just dumb.
That was
That was
dumb.
just dumb.
I agree. I agree.
It was
Dumb
really,
criminals.
really dumb. Yeah.
Mm.
I agree. And
Not Dolph going to get some cookies. That should be, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, at the end of the day, it was. I say it was not thought out on either side because it. I mean, yeah, we might look at it and say, well, he was just going to get some cookies down the street at the store. He should be able to go get cookies, but you got to think about the entire situation. You know what I'm saying? You are a young multi-millionaire at this point. You came
Yeah.
from this area. Your past don't stop because you make money, because you
Mm,
become successful. Your past don't disappear. You know what I'm saying? What we
mm,
had to
mm,
do
mm.
is educate these young brothers, these young rappers that has all of this money. It's not keeping it real and keeping it 100 to stay in the same area that you were in when you were coming up, because you at some point you have to graduate. You graduate from being hungry to eating. So those people that you were hungry with, when you start eating and they're still hungry, you are not uh uh hungry no more. You're not a predator no more. You become the meal.
Mm,
And
mm, mm,
you
mm.
have to understand that. It's nothing wrong with that. It's a way that you go about doing it so that you can go back and walk freely in your hometown and your old neighborhoods and stuff like that. Because when you on the grind, you deal with I mean, we all came up that way. I deal with this part, and we don't really rock with that part over there. So
Well, he did have some beefs, they say,
exactly.
with some major artists, and we're not even gonna talk about all of that because I sure don't want
I
to
mean,
stick my nose in somebody else's business.
at
Um,
the end of the day, it still falls back to the same thing.
But he came home to do a good deed, to give out turkeys for the upcoming Thanksgiving holiday that people more our people celebrate. And so he's he's trying to give away some turkeys. Obviously, they knew he touched down, he was home, and they was following him. Could have been a setup. So I've heard rumors a chick might have gave him the drop. But at the end of the day, we don't know. But I just really wanted to, just kind of take the opportunity to not really point no fingers out at him for just living and doing his thing. But we got to understand that our words are powerful. And
Yeah.
what we say as
Let me
artists,
let me let
go
me
ahead.
let me let me let
What you want
me
to say something?
sum it up. Um, I I heard the same rumors that he was beefing. I'm not going, even if I come home to deliver some turkeys.
Mm,
I'm not going to a cookie place
Thank
in a Lambo
Right,
in the hood
damn,
right,
damn.
with no
right.
security. if I'm beef.
That's true. You know,
Even
my
if I'm
son,
not beef,
yeah,
Yeah.
my son does celebrity security, and he just doesn't understand how we keep seeing these stories of these high profile artists getting hit, and they in places where they should be having, you know, a
Yeah.
fleet of
Yeah.
security.
Yeah.
because
Same
you
thing.
don't
Like the
you
same.
you don't
Yeah. Sorry.
travel the same way no more.
Yeah.
You have to
You
understand
can't.
it. You have to understand it. You
Yeah,
can't do the
that's true.
same things you used to do just cause you can't.
Yeah.
And you have
Mm,
to
mm, mm.
understand that. You have to graduate.
Yeah.
You have to graduate.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. You have to
Like I was.
graduate.
Yeah. I was reading when King Von got when he got killed. He ran away from, I guess, the group or the security that was protecting him.
Right.
He went over to, to the car, I guess, that he was beefing with or whoever that he was, what I mean, had a problem with. You know,
Yeah.
you can't. Nah, man, you can't do that just because you got money. You ain't
I,
Superman.
I hope more of our artists learn from these previous situations because
Yeah,
it's just too much. I'm just tired of the RIPs. I'm tired of mothers having to bury their young sons. I'm tired of children not having their fathers, and it's just a sad situation all the way around. But I do want justice to be served, whatever the reasons why they did this. The two suspects, I know that they have sort of pinpointed them out, said they was following the
Mm-hmm.
some of the artists and stuff that he was beefing with. And so we'll see. But I know that the police last night, according to Fox 13, the police located the getaway car allegedly used by the two men who shot and killed young Dolph this week. So the light colored or the white Mercedes Benz was found in
Oh,
yeah, go ahead.
it's the car. It's the car.
Oh, it's the car. It's
It's
the
the car.
car. They found it in
'Cause
an
I,
abandoned house.
yeah, because I
Um,
saw it. I saw the passenger side back by the wheel, by the rear
Yeah.
uh-huh.
wheel. It's kind of like I have a dent on the back of that right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that dent is really nicely right there where they picked
Yeah.
that car up.
Yeah.
That dent is
So
right on there. Yep.
I think
Yep.
the laws are one step closer with solving this case, and anybody that they say knows any information about the case, they urge to call Crime Stoppers at 901-528-CASH. Okay, so RIP to Young Dolph, and
My feet, dog.
yeah, man, very great artist. I wasn't, it takes me some time for this to happen, for me to tap into the music, but I know my sister and my son were big fans of his music, and they were really saddened to hear the news. So
Yeah, great
there we
artist,
are.
great talent, man, great talent.
Yeah.
He came out here and did some work with an engineer that I know, uh, uh, Mike Reason.
Mm.
Great guy. You know what I'm saying? Good hearted, good spirited, good head on his shoulders. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, he
you
was
know what I'm
buying
saying?
property, and it sounded
Yeah,
like he was a really great businessman. And
yeah.
I know he was signed over there to Empire. Now, Empire, it just seemed like, I mean, from Mo3 and King, just a lot of their artists is just,
Yeah, they got them. The crows circling over there, Ghazi and them too. They
man.
the Snoop detective, the hood detectives got their eyes over there on Ghazi and them too. They
Yeah,
got some
yeah, yeah. I
rooms.
saw that too. I saw that too because
Yeah, yeah,
about the life insurance and all that kind of
yeah,
stuff. So, oh Lord, have mercy. So let's just let's just pray. Let's just pray
yeah.
for our
Let's just
people.
pray for our people, man. And,
Yeah,
let's
because
do good business, people. Let's do good business so we don't have
that's
to worry
true.
about these problems. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. And I'm sorry, I'm scrambling right here because I'm on my Mac, and y'all know my internet was down, and then I'm nervous that my Mac is gonna shut down in the middle of the show, and but yeah. So, anyways, I'm gonna read this story and then let y'all chime in, and maybe I can go get my plug and all that kind of stuff. But here we go. Story number 2. Let's talk Snapchat. Snapchat Snapchat inks a licensing deal with Sony Music Entertainment. Snapchat Sounds features allows for users to add music to their snaps. You know, everybody knows that this was launched back in October 2020, and
Mm-hmm.
this past week, the news hit that Snapchat struck a deal with Sony Music Entertainment to include the major record company's artist music in the app library of licensed music.
Mm-hmm.
This deal means that Snapchat now has partnerships in place with all three major record labels. So that includes Sony Music Entertainment, Universal Music Group, and Warner Music Group. Snapchat's music partners include Merlin members, major publishers, Sony Music Publishing, Universal Music Publishing, Warner Chappell, Cobalt, BMG, NMPA,
Mm-hmm.
and NMPA. And then it says Snapchat reports that videos created with music from sounds on the platform have collectively resulted in nearly 1.2 billion videos created and nearly 77 billion views. Snapchat also says that over 200 million users are engaging with the augmented reality features on its platform every day, and that it will now be expanding the music experience on the app by adding sound in its AR lenses available in the app's lenses carousel. So Opio, I wanted you to unpack this and tell our audience what this means for revenue opportunity for artists.
Um, this means that as far as like with TikTok and Instagram, I guess people can start using their songs and music in their videos. You know, they had to step it up. They just had to step it up because they was getting ready to be forgotten. To tell you the truth, you know what I mean. You know, we're gonna be getting. You know, we're gonna be getting an email soon saying, now you can to start going to time. You know it's coming.
Let's give it up for Snapchat.
you know the email
Welcome
coming
to the
from
party,
down,
brother. Welcome to the party.
You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna be, they're gonna put that right up in there, the analytics as far as for Snapchat soon. Be ready for that email. So but yeah, it's time for them to step up and do what they need to do. You know what I mean? I would like to see I know they're not going to show, but I like to see the agreement as far as what they what the agreement was between all three. You know what I'm saying? I'm a contract guy, so I like to, sometimes that stuff get me excited as far as seeing what's in contracts and things of that nature. So, but yeah, like I say, it's coming soon. Email is coming soon. So I know it.
Right.
I know it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now you can see Snapchat. We've seen the Snapchat and analytics and all this publishing. Yeah, it's coming.
Now and with CM is CME Music Group, right? Or Crockett
CEG.
Music Entertainment, CEG.
Yeah.
So Crockett, what does that mean to you, and what is that telling you with your artist, your group that you just signed? Like where y'all need to be focused, and being able to take advantage of these opportunities.
From an artist standpoint, now it's another platform. It's another platform that we need to focus on marketing to. As far as
because I think too, like
ads.
Snapchat got kind of like TikTok, like
right.
Smash Snapchat.
It kind of fell to the backdrop when TikTok hit, because TikTok had that feature. TikTok hit and you were able to use your favorite artist songs, a snippet of those songs to make little dances to and drop little videos and stuff like that. So I think with Snapchat now being involved with all three majors, I think it opens them up to the same type of exposure as a TikTok.
As a TikTok, yeah, because artists can monetize. Like I'm even seeing like artists, and shout out to Ricochet, PJ Rico out of Dallas, Texas. He got a song called "Touch Your Toes," and like literally he blowing up on TikTok. It's a lot of artists that are their songs are blowing up on these social media platforms, and they can monetize on them. Correct?
And right. And not only is it like a TikTok platform, but it is also a chat room. So now that gives you a whole nother avenue. If you can open up these songs and have them playing in the background while you're doing your chats, you know what I'm saying? As in, I can send Opio a message and have the song playing in the background with a video on this message that I'm sending him back, and we're doing this back and forth. That's I believe that's going to give way more attention to the artist than even a TikTok, because a TikTok is what, a 30-second video that they watch the same video over and over again. But if we're constantly interacting in real time, and we're sending these tracks back and forth real time as a backdrop to what we're actually talking about, that's something different. That's something that Instagram and Facebook not even doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see how they're going to integrate all of this and how it's going to work. Because I think if they do it right, they could pretty much jump in the lead of the social media wars going on right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. Let me turn this down. Sorry about that, y'all.
Let me switch you over.
Yeah, I'm actually on. Let me see. Wait a minute. Okay. I'm live. Basically, I'm trying to, be able to shout out to, now I'm back in our StreamYard account.
Okay.
And wait a minute. Okay. I want this one in StreamYard, and I don't.
Your mic is muted.
Today.
All right. You want me to take you out the other one? You want me to take the other one out?
Let me leave. Yeah, let me just leave that one. Did I leave that one?
Yeah, that one gone. You good.
Because I want to be able to interact with our people. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to be able to, mess around with the cameras and let me see. See, now I'm tripping. See, I want to be able to do all of this and see our people on Facebook and everybody that's chiming in. Shout out to Sharnette Hyder. That's my girl. She is an amazing artist too, by the way. Y'all check out Sharnette Hyder. She said, "Hey y'all, Sharnette is a blues artist. I'm trying to get her blues, soul, jazz. She does it all. I'm trying to get her over here too.
We do recruit jazz and soul artists.
I'm trying to get Sharnette over here too.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. Sharnette gonna come. She gonna come on board. You hear me? And D Rob is in the building. Keep up the good work, D Light. Oh, thank you so much, sweetheart. Y'all can tap in right now too, wherever y'all tapping in from. Let us know whatever city y'all in. Look, she said, "Yeah, I'm coming. Come on, girl. Come on." She's got one hell of a catalog. So when we it's gonna be a lot of work though, because we got to pull down the music everywhere and put it back. Put it back over here. Yeah. We have a label together too. Yeah, we have a label together too. So yeah, she is coming. We it's on. So anyways, yeah, we just want everybody to know we live right now. So just let us know where you are live from. If you have a question for Opio, we always got Ask Opio. You get what I'm saying? Y'all can ask Crockett, ask me. If you have a question, go ahead and tap in and let us know. And so let me get back to one of our last stories. Since we were talking about Snapchat here, more Snapchat in the news today. Snapchat, they like, y'all don't leave us out the game. We still out here. So Snapchat also in the news this week. Wait a minute. Here it goes. Let me see where it is. Okay, Snapchat. They basically, wait a minute. That's not even Snapchat. Expands. Okay, wait a minute. This ain't Snapchat. I'm sorry. Spotify, y'all, expands into 6 new countries. All right, so including Iraq, Libya, Tajikistan, Venezuela, Republic of Congo, and Democratic Republic of Congo. So Spotify is now available in 184 markets. You get what I'm saying? So Iraq, y'all. Yeah, more markets and more Spotify opportunity, and that means more reach for music artists. Okay?
I'm just, you know me. I'm a tech guy. I build platforms and everything like that, and I'm just thinking of the sheer magnitude of them, even the capacity to house what they are housing. You know what I'm saying? They must have like a warehouse, nothing but servers, and with different platforms to give different options and different languages and different, you know what I mean? That's just that's wild to even think of. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Then you got to constantly update all of those at one time. You know what I mean? And different, man.
Look at you. You dig deep. You going to servers.
That's a lot. Y'all don't understand the magnitude of you keep expanding. When you expand like that, that means that you have a whole nother catalog of artists probably within that country, which you don't even know. That's probably 100,000 to probably 1 million more artists. That's going
to like it opens up to millions of more music catalog, like you said, and artists and I just think it's
the capacity
great though for people like us, because you are typically, when we add your music to Spotify, you are seriously going global. Your music can reach the world.
And it's just the sheer magnitude of the storage that goes along with that. I'm just I'm calculating in my head the storage and how much so that's me, you know what I'm saying?
He's checking out right now. That's all. He's checking out.
He's checking out.
Yeah, he get like that sometimes. He'll check out on
you. Reel him back. This brother thinking about the server space.
Yeah,
man. Hey,
you got to think about it. You got to think about it though. Expanding into those countries, it makes you think about the magnitude of Spotify. You know what I'm saying? And how they've grown over the last 10 years?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As a streaming platform, and the importance of their brand in the industry right now is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. Like they're bringing them expanding into Iraq that way. It takes, think about this. It'll take you from Washington, D.C., the studio in Washington, D.C., to a living room, some kids, some teenagers' bedroom in Iraq at 12:30 at night.
Yeah, I mean, you can literally make money while you sleeping. You're making money while you sleeping.
Your music is being played all over the world.
Yeah,
on demand or in playlists.
Right.
24 hours a day, constantly.
Right.
Like
it's just the
sheer
power
reach
of
that is crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you think about, good segue into what we're going to be talking about today. When you think about the reach of the digital era and how it's expanded the music industry from say 15, 20 years ago, that is the magnitude of that is crazy. When I think about it, to hear Spotify is now in 180 some odd markets, that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, Sharnette says she's sharing, so thank you.
Ooh,
thank you, man. Everybody, like, share.
Thank you, Sharnette.
Yeah, definitely. Let everybody know we are on and tap in, because we got a good topic that we are getting ready to talk about radio airplay in a minute. Let me get through this news real quick. I think it was the two stories that I was going to talk about that I was like, went from Snapchat to Spotify. So the next one, remember Opio, last week we were talking about music's match, the music lyrics. We were talking about song lyrics and importance of that, being able to implement your music on all of these social media platforms. And we were talking music's match, which you have to kind of upload your lyrics separately to them to make sure that they get on Instagram and Spotify and all that stuff. Well, the news this week hit that Spotify launched real-time lyrics for all of the free and premium users globally. So Spotify is rolling out interactive lyrics for all of its free and premium users worldwide. It says that the streaming service has partnered with lyrics provider Music's Match on the shareable feature, and says that it's bringing song lyrics to life through an in-app access across the majority of their extent library of tracks. Spotify says that lyrics are one of the listeners' most requested features globally. All right. With access to a world of lyrics, you'll be able to cultivate an even deeper connection to the music and the artist you love, diving into the deeper meaning behind each song. So it goes on to say, according to Spotify, music has the power to bring people together. And with lyrics, social sharing functionality, you can express yourself on social media and encourage your friends to sing along with you. Plus the access to a world of lyrics, you'll be able to cultivate an even deeper connection. Seriously. So that was said by the people over at Music Business Worldwide. They actually reported this. That's where I get a lot of my music news. So I definitely encourage all musicians, artists, anybody in the music business to definitely check that website out so you can stay on top of everything, or just check us out every Sunday, because we're going to make sure that you keep, you got the news. And stay in kind of the loop of what's going on in the music and the entertainment business. So what do you guys got to say about that? I'm going to turn it over to you about the lyrics and how important lyrics are with the engagement to your fans.
Well, I try to stress that, having your lyrics to your songs is very, very, very important, because you can't, they won't list you in certain platforms. You won't get to certain platforms if you don't have the lyrics. You know what I mean? That is very, Spotify and Instagram ain't the only ones that just use lyrics. There's other platforms that's across the pond that uses lyrics, for their apps or for their music, platforms and things as well. You know what I mean? So it is very important that you have your lyrics, and I know that Music Match, they rolled out, you can also contribute as an artist, or you can just be a contributor, or you can be a curator, as far as being an organization to submit lyrics and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? They also going into the publishing side of it, and everything like that. So we're already in, so don't even worry about that. We're already in with that. We're already in with that. But yeah, it is very, very, very important that you have your lyrics. You know what I mean? I run into that all the time. I go through, and a lot of people don't know that I really go through and see what everyone distribute, and I go through and see exactly what's being distributed and how did they fill out everything. Do they got their lyrics and everything like that? I do that on a daily. You know what I mean? I'm just not one of those people just be doing whatever. No, I go through it and I comb through it. I be up 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Check him out, Crockett.
Hey, I know it.
You know what I'm saying? So it is very important that you you have your lyrics. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Like I not only am I a music I would say administrator or manager, marketer, but I love music, and it is a way that I can share maybe my feeling, my mood for the day. I can share a social media Instagram story, and half the time and I don't listen to really like the Beyonce's, your mainstream artists. I'm more of an underground independent artist, music connoisseur. So and usually those artists, they don't have the lyrics, or they're not on those social media platforms sometimes, and it's disheartening. So
But I mean, that's
artists,
where we come in. That's
that's
where
where
we,
we come at.
administration. The administration. That's where
Right.
we come in.
I'm trying to get them. I'm trying to get them.
I feel like it's necessary. Them putting the lyrics up like that, it helps the fan get a better understanding of the song.
Yeah.
And
like Music Match said, a deeper connection.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's very important. I think it will improve the quality of music, because now the artists have to make the songs make sense.
But now I'm just trying to figure out though, Opio, I really want to ask the question and we got to get back to the people, because now then I said, are we going to now still have to fill out? We're going to have to go to Music's Match separately and upload our lyrics to them still? Or with this relationship now with Spotify, because we submit to Spotify. So when you do that, as a label, will we just be able to submit the lyrics to Spotify, or you know what I mean? I'm trying to say, Music's Match.
I know that we are a part of Music Match, but far as with Spotify, if they have that ability, in their platform, but if they have that ability in their platform, then But I think that we still have to do it through Music Match, and they built some type of API code or something where they can put in the lyrics. You know what I mean? It'll automatically go into Spotify and that song. So they just had to build an API or something. I mean, Spotify got a lot of APIs as far as security to enter into their platform where you can do certain things. So that's how people be, making their apps.
Well, that's what I'm gonna dig a little bit deeper, because I'm trying to figure out, okay, what does that mean for us as label managers? You know what I mean? Are we gonna have to advise our clients to go to Music Match still and upload their lyrics?
For right now, I would.
Yes,
I would do that.
Yeah, but I think there could be something to it. It could be something to it, though, y'all. It could make a potential one less step that you have to do to get your music on social media and stuff. Can y'all hear me okay? Because I plugged in my headphones over here.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Cool. I think I'm back up now. Halfway through the show, I feel like I got my footing. The whole rest of the way, y'all, I'm really out here winging it. So, all praises to the Most High. Let's see. We got another comment. You always look so glamorous, Delise. Well, thank you. Me and Kathleen go back real far. We tapped into all of our people. So like, share, subscribe. If y'all have a music question, definitely ask us. All right. So I have one other thing I wanted to talk about real quick before we go into our topic, because I'm really anxious and ready to talk about the importance of radio promotion and talk about radio airplay. All right, but I'm on this whole NFT thing right here. I watched some videos this week. I'm trying to get more in depth to what's going on with this, and then this story also. Got the story from musicbizworldwide.com, and I also saw an ad on my Instagram. It popped up, so because I guess I've been looking at NFT, and they use,
ad tracking.
Ad tracking. So this came up in front of me, but I had no idea that Quincy Jones he's behind this particular NFT. So it says, let me read the story. An exclusive Whitney Houston NFT collection will be sold via non-fungible token NFT platform on the NFT platform One Of. The exclusive collection includes an earlier unreleased full-length song demo recording that Houston made at age 17. So this kind of made me think, so this kind of opens up where if you've got some content that is not going to be released, but it's something more special, and I guess valuable, that
Hmm.
it's something exclusive that you could turn it into an NFT. So let's continue on. So described as one iconic item, the recording will be auctioned in December, with auction details revealed on December 1st at one of Dot World, a 2-day immersive art, music, and NFT experience during Miami Art Week. One of raised 63 million in a seed round in May from prominent tech and music industry veterans. The platform was co-founded by tech entrepreneur Lynn Dye, digital media exclusive Joshua James, and music industry veteran Adam Fail, in partnership with Quincy Jones and Quincy Jones Productions. Yeah. Oh, okay. Because I was like,
Yeah.
it seemed like I couldn't hear your background anymore. I'm like, oh my God, I'm offline again.
No. You good.
It says, according to the winner of the auction will have personal access to the recording in their own one of vault, along with a digital video created by breakout 17-year-old artist Diana Sinclair. Proceeds from the sales of the collection will go to the nonprofit Whitney E. Houston's foundation. So I'm really just trying to wrap my head around these non-fungible tokens and seeing the value. But people like Jay-Z and all of these big musicians are really, buying this digital artwork, and and then like Timbaland, and then we saw what Tory Lanez is doing. I didn't know, Opio, did you just have any comment? You, Crockett, y'all want to talk about this at all?
Oh, we're getting ready to get into that. Like I told you last week, man.
Yeah.
We're looking to, we're looking to build our own, NFT marketplace. You know what I mean? And our own NFT conversion platform. To convert your audio over to, so you can put it on our marketplace. So. That will be rolling out in the next, probably, let's see, I'll just say 2022,
Okay.
very soon. So that's what I'm looking to do. I really would like to get into it sooner, you know what I'm saying, rather than later. But I'm looking at the ultimate goal is to have our own, So
Right.
yeah. So that's what I'm looking at and getting ready to do.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of like where things are headed in this whole metaverse
Mhm.
that we're in right now. So yeah,
Uh,
that was something, I wanted to definitely speak on. What do you have to say, Crockett?
uh, I'm investigating. I'm trying to see exactly how the it's an old saying. It said, "Follow the money." So if you follow the money, if you follow the money trail, you'll always get your answers. So I'm just trying to follow where the money is coming from. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Tory Lanez did something um, historic. He went platinum with an NFT album in a
Yeah.
day, in less than a
Yeah.
day, like an
And
hour or
it's
something.
right. And
You
then
know what I'm
somebody
saying?
resold it. Somebody
Right.
resold it for
And
50,000.
right.
Yeah.
And it tweaked my interest. Like, okay, how does the fan make money off of this project that he released as an NFT and sold for $1? He made $1 million, and then the fan turns around and makes 50,000 off of
50,000.
selling that copy. Who bought that
And I
copy?
believe, you know
And
what,
what
and I think,
what is tied to that for it to be worth $50,000? Like, I'm intrigued by that.
yeah, I guess because it's exclusive through the NFT and you can't get it nowhere else. You know what I mean? So I
Fifty
guess
thousand
that
dollars, bro.
I know, right?
Gee.
I know. And if somebody bought it, hey, if somebody bought it,
That's
Because
an
that's the thing.
investment.
Right. It becomes yours. It becomes something. If there's only 1,000 of them, I mean 1,000,000 of them that exist, then you are one in 1,000,000. You know what I'm saying? Now you have something that, is of value because it was a limited creation of it. You know what I'm saying? So
Right,
now this whole
right.
Whitney Houston thing and what Timbaland is doing, it really is definitely something that I think every news story that comes across music biz news, I'm gonna be talking about every week, because you know it is something that we need to pay attention to.
Yeah.
Opio, I don't
Definitely.
have you heard about OpenSea.io? This is OpenSea is, it says discover, collect, and sell extraordinary NFTs. So this is where my friend over at Algorithm, Algorithms recording. So Nate is usually on. He usually taps in with us, but Nate has his store over there, Algorithm Recordings. So Nate is always tapped into the show, leaving us comments. So Nathan Watley, shout out to him. He's definitely, you know, kind of having conversations and bringing me up to speed. I know Opio, you and Crockett, y'all got your ear tapped to the ground too, but you know, I'm trying to keep up, because it's just, the world is ever changing. And so speaking of that, in this digital age that we're in, it is time to talk about radio airplay, and how important is it in this digital age. We finally get into the stories. I said I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna make our news stories a little bit shorter. I only did 4 this time, but it still seemed like it takes us about an hour to get through the news.
Yeah, we started a little late, so that's,
we did start late.
So
Lord have mercy. Everybody bless my heart. Bless my heart. I mean, I had no internet. I was running late already, trying to get myself together. But anyways, so we got some tips about radio airplay. We're gonna talk about the radio airplay in this digital age, because some artists seem to think that, you know, because of Spotify and TikTok and everything like that, you know, which I try to tell them that do not get yourself, don't be mistaken, because the Billboard charts and the Billboard Awards, American Music Awards, and all that kind of stuff, that's all ran by, you know, the amount of radio airplays that you get. So don't count radio out, even though you think I don't listen to radio no more. That's how the world, the music world, and between radio and records, that's how it operates. You know?
You don't have to listen to the radio for the radio to control what you listen to. I'm just saying.
Right.
I'm just saying. You know.
Yeah. So there are two different. There are, you know, two different type of you know, radio. I guess I would say two different type of, I guess, radio airplay. Okay. There's commercial and non-commercial. Okay. First of all, everybody, commercial radio would be, you know, what you hear on the radio stations. Okay.
Terrestrial radio.
Terrestrial radio. And non-commercial, what would be like your TikToks, your social media, stuff like that.
The difference is commercial radio reports to the pros, to your performance rights organizations. That's what makes them commercial. Non-commercial radio is your specialty shows, any podcasts, live streams, things of that nature that's not registered with one of the performance rights organizations, which is ASCAP, BMI, or I always say this one wrong, CSAC. Yeah, CSAC. There you go. Thank you. I'll be on here sounding crazy.
College radio
CSAC,
too.
Right. College radio. CSAC is usually where you are going to get all of your college radio reports and stuff like that, and your international reports usually come through CSAC, because ASCAP and BMI do survey based reporting, where they're now getting into the digital age, where they have their servers and stuff like that. They were forced into it, but for a long time they did survey reports. So you know, that's pretty much the difference. Where you want to be is commercial radio.
Right, and then that includes your Sirius XM satellite radio,
satellite, internet radio,
FM radio station
FM
commercials.
radio,
Yeah.
AM.
Yeah. So I just wanted to kind of put that out there first so people know the difference, because people may have not known there's two different types of radio airplay. Now, talking about that, and before we get into any kind of tips and just talking about the radio discussion, you did mention, kind of registering like media base and BDS. Before you even think about radio artists, you got to get your songs registered with SoundScan, BDS, media base, Grace Note. Now, Opio, does Grace Note, when you send the music through us, I see Grace Note as one of our partners, and like SoundScan. Do the artists still have to like register with Sound Exchange? I'm sorry. Do they still have to register with like Sound Exchange and Grace Note?
No, they don't have to register with Sound Exchange, CSAC, ASCAP, or BMI. But we do have to independently do it through media base.
And media base and BDS, because BDS is Nielsen SoundScan.
Yeah.
So you guys got to, through distribution through us and maybe some other platforms. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, that's some of the administrative administrative duties that we do. Yeah,
we actually register, and your song gets registered through them. But then independently, if you want the commercial radio, if you do get your songs on commercial radio, you have to have it it has to be tracked first in the radio, the major tracking system, like Crockett was talking about, right, Crockett?
Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know it's a lot. I know. I mean,
okay. All artists should know by now. You have to register with ASCAP, BMI, or somebody. You have to be registered so that you can publish your material, your music. Right.
But some people, like, when it comes to like, because for example, I have to do that sometimes, and that's part of me being as a label manager. Some people don't know, so that's what this show is about, to educate for real. Because some people want radio airplay, and then they realize that they haven't gotten their song registered on media base or BDS, so they won't even
before we even go there with the song, you have to register yourself as either a writer or a composer with one of the pros, one of the performance rights organizations. You have to go in and register so that you can have your IPI numbers. Period.
I promise you, I have artists that don't even have that. And it's like, okay, that's the first step, y'all. Let's go and take you over to ASCAP or BMI or CSAC, because you have to have a performance rights organization.
Right. And all three of them, they can track you with whoever you're with, but you have to be registered with at least one.
All
with at least one of them.
We got that out the way.
That's first and foremost.
Okay. Then, now I want radio airplay.
Right. Now I want my song on the radio. Okay. Right. Well, if you want to get paid, then you wanna have your song on commercial radio. Now that's the tricky part, because you can it used to be where you can go to the radio station and grease a few palms, smile at a few people, shake a few hands, and you can get your song placed in one of the rotational playlists during the time of the survey. You know what I'm saying? Now it's a lot different. The FCC cracked down on what they call payola. Fast forward to now, with this digital age that's going on, that's not how it works anymore. The radio stations pretty much play what comes down from the broadcast house that owns them. So now it's you have to maneuver a little bit and work the market a little bit, and come out of pocket a little bit. to be able to reap the benefits, which is why you need a machine behind you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of artists, I get a lot of artists and a lot of producers and writers coming to me asking me, you know, can I get them placements? Can I get them? Can I get their songs placed with artists that's coming out so that they can get some publishing money? I said, well, you know, just because they dropped the album and you wrote the song, you're not gonna get publishing, right? You don't know that, right? And they tell, well, I got my IPI numbers and all this and that. So every time one of them songs spin, I get this and I get that. And I'm like, nah, there's a difference. There's a difference between a stream and a radio spin.
Yeah, because I was asking Opio that yesterday. I was talking to him about publishing.
Right.
But he was like, well,
and that's totally different
not getting radio airplay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's totally different than your royalties. Your publishing check that publishing check don't come from your label.
Yeah, let me go ahead and ask Opio to break that down. Like, how does artists get, I guess, revenue from radio airplay and publishing? Can you break that down a little bit, Opio?
I mean, what they do is, he can tell you a lot better than I can because that's his expertise. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
Your publishing, like you were saying, your publishing doesn't come from your label, but the publishing comes from ASCAP, BMI, or your publishing administrator. You know, exactly. Which is UMG is our publishing administrator, so it'll come to us through them. You know what I mean? As far as to we give them a little percentage order to register all of our content and everything like that. You also get paid for publishing if your music videos go to TV networks like MTV, right. BET, VH1, things of that nature. And a lot of people don't know, that is a big revenue. I don't know,
yes.
And some artists, don't even. I don't know if they think it's too far-fetched to reach, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't that far-fetched to reach if you do your due diligence on how you do your marketing and how you do your promotions. You know what I'm saying? You need your marketing drivers. Let me know if I'm going too fast. But you need your marketing drivers and everything to put to let them know exactly what's going on with you and how everything is going as far as your promotion and marketing. You know what I mean? And then they will make their determination if they want to post your your music video on MTV or whoever the curator is that you submitted to. You know what I mean? So it's a lot that goes into the radio and the promotion. It ain't just dropping your stuff in there and think it's going to get played. No. You got to have a whole lot of. I ain't gonna say a whole lot, but you got to have a certain track record on what you're doing with that album, how you're promoting it, how you're marketing it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things, that's dealing around with that record. You know what I mean? If it's a hit, if it's good, then it's good. Then they probably would take a chance on it. But if it's not, it's a no go. So then other things they will let you know also, as far as like your videos, they will let you know what you need to change in it. You know what I'm saying? In order to make it to that market. You know what I mean? So, but that's basically how it works.
Right.
How we do things. Yeah.
Now, Crockett, since he said you did have a little more, you do have knowledge of this as well. Is there anything that you wanted to add, or did you guys feel like you covered it all as far as how they monetize from radio airplay?
As far as getting paid for your spins, first of all, if it's radio for your audio track, you have to be placed in the rotational playlist, which comes down from the broadcast house. And your broadcast houses are the companies, the broadcast companies that own the radio stations around the country, like your Radio Ones, your CBS Broadcasting, your Infinity Broadcasting, Jones Broadcasting, those guys, those companies own your KYSs and PGCs and Hot 97s and those stations. So The rotation list is a playlist that's sent down from the broadcast house to the radio stations that they own, depending
Right.
on the genre of music that you're placing. So
Right.
the where it used to be um, an exclusive thing where it was only the major labels that had contracts with these broadcast houses. Now a lot of the sub labels or the mini majors now have access to these broadcast houses. But what the artists don't understand is they don't understand that Spotify, uh, Apple Music, SoundCloud, these are not radio stations. These are not, they don't pay out to the performance rights organizations. These are where you get your royalties. These fall under your distribution. They don't fall under your radio marketing. Your radio marketing,
Point.
your radio marketing is what pushes your music to the broadcast houses. That's for terrestrial radio. Now that we're in the digital age, you have internet radio. One of the biggest internet radio broadcast houses out here is Live 365. It's an app, and it houses hundreds of thousands of internet radio stations. Now, these internet radio stations all pay out to the pros. All of them pay their annual fees to the performance rights organizations. So they're all of the music that's being played on these radio stations, these internet radio stations, are paying royalties to the artists. So it comes down to, not only do you need radio for popularity purposes, but you need radio for revenue. The radio has positioned itself where they break the records regardless, because you can't get a Grammy if you're not getting radio play of some kind. You're not going to be considered for a Grammy. You can't get an ASCAP award as a writer if your song is not getting radio play. It can be internet radio, it could be satellite radio, it could be terrestrial radio, but it has to be commercial radio play in order for them to track it.
Okay, so I just wanted to stop you just right there because you're saying a whole lot. And shout out to DJ Commando because he tapped in. He's saying a whole lot, and I pulled up the media-based chart so maybe we can educate the artists a little bit more and give them like what this all means. Let's look into the numbers of this, right, Crockett?
Okay.
But I just wanted to shout out to DJ Commando, Troy Williams on Facebook. He says, I think artists should focus more on the singles than an album. That's his perspective.
I got something to say about that one.
Okay, we're gonna come.
You already know.
We should come back to that.
I'm with you.
Okay, wait a minute. All right. Well, you know what? Since we talk, we do say if you have a question, a comment, leave it. Go ahead, real quick. Then I'm gonna break down the media base behind us.
Now, far as what Troy Williams is saying, that if you are a major artist or you're on your way, then but if you are a independent artist of what you're just doing, you're just, I ain't gonna say just starting out, but you've been doing it for a while and you're still trying to get to a certain level, then I would say do an album, because like with us, we don't focus on singles, you know what I mean? Because you cannot get product placement or certain other things with just a single, and you're just an independent artist. You know what I mean? You'll get better leeway with a album, far as doing product placement and things of that nature with a full album. Then you have a full, deck of content that we can really, sell. You know what I mean? So,
because I think Russ, one of the, I guess, the most notable independent artist that kind of started with TuneCore, that he said, as an artist, as an indie artist, but at the end of the day, he was on his own doing it how he's doing it. And then Troy did say he agrees with that. So, shout out to Troy. I think you kind of broke that down. But I do agree with that. You need to start kind of building a catalog of music and building up your arsenal. Okay. But one artist like Russ out there in Atlanta, who, now he's ended up signing to a major label. He said he was putting out albums, but he slowed down on the albums and just started kind of putting out singles. But at that point, we can say what you said is true. He started building an arsenal. He had arsenal of music and stuff in the can to continue to drop. So he went from just dropping albums to just dropping singles. But at that point, he was having, a volume.
Yeah. You got to have that volume. Content is key. The more content you have, the better you'll be off. You're better off.
All right. Yeah. Crockett, what you got to say? Crockett was looking like, let me take my headphones off. I got something to say.
I feel like the body of work is key. You know what I'm saying? If you like Ope said, if you're on your way, if you're building your catalog, you're trying to really let your audience know who you are. You know what I'm saying? As an artist, then you need a body of work.
Absolutely. Because
a single, you can drop a single and then it's a nice single, but then there's no after that. Right. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing to follow up with. There's nothing else for the potential fan or follower to latch on to. It's just the single. And now they're in a situation where they're waiting. But if you have a collective body of work, you have a couple of albums that you dropped, a couple of tapes that you've already dropped. I do agree. Yeah, let's focus on the singles and building this wave that we can get you on, because you have a body of work now for your potential audience to gravitate to. So absolutely. I agree.
All right. So let's jump into going back to our topic, which is the importance of radio airplay and how important is it in this digital age. This is one things I love to break down to artists, because they don't really see the behind the scenes and what this all means. So I just wanted to what you're looking at is a published chart. So this chart is the published charts for this week. This tells you who's in the top 100. And so right now, this is it Capella Gray, which is what's weird. I listened to the song. It's kind of like, it's like an Afro pop, almost Afro urban song. Yeah. It's sort of like WizKid's Essence, which is a certified hit the moment I heard it. But so these two songs are kind of like Afro urban pop, I guess you would call it, Afro beat. Afro beat type music. And both of these songs are number 1 and number 2 in the country right now, according to the media-based urban charts. To get to number 1 and 2 status, these songs, and can you guys see this okay? They accumulated 6,000. Is it Gialis? Is something that's the name of that single? Like, anybody more familiar with this artist than me? I'm like, damn, this guy's number 1 on the charts. I ain't never heard of him. I had to be like, let me go check this out. I'm real. Like, Lord. But anyways, and then WizKid's Essence has been on the charts. It says weeks on the charts, 19 weeks. He got 6,450 spins this week. And so his increased about 100 or so spins from last week. And the number 1 song increased about, let's say about 400 and something spins or 483. See, it tells you the plus or minus. Right. So then it goes on to tell you how many overnight spins, how many AM spins, midday, PM, evening, and how the song moved up and down compared to last week. So anyway, so that song is number 1, and Normani, shout out to her. She's on RCA. Her song is number 3 this week. So you kind of see, and then shout out to Drake. I think he's breaking all kind of records, but right now he's got 2 songs in top 10, top 5, for example. So Way Too Sexy Future featuring, and I hate Young Thug's verse. I just have to say that. I just when the third verse come on, I'll be like turning it off. For some reason, I hate that verse. But anyways, I like the song, but I hate that verse. But that song is number 4 on the charts, and then his Girls Want Girls song is number 5. So if you guys can see, it is taking these artists a cumulative of over 6,000 or around 6,000 spins a week, not just overall
Right.
spins. This is a lot of spins around the country taking place at one time, and so this will tell you some of the artists that are just in top 10. So we got Young Blue, Wale, Chloe, and let's go down to now something like top 40. Let's go down to like top 40 so we can see who's like building. So top 40, you got that the amount of spins that this artist is accumulating for a top 40 status. Okay, Thailand, My Type featuring Soulja Boy, that is 658 spins in 1 week. And that artist jumped from number 46 last week to now being in the top 40. So you see, this is what puts you on the charts. And I always say, if you're not on the charts, you're not on the charts.
Right.
Seriously.
See, this is what artists need to understand.
Yes.
This is charting. When this is what the industry calls charting. If you're not charting, you're nobody. Your song is doing nothing if it's not charting. Okay. Now you can look and see you can see names of artists on here that nobody pretty much that you know in your circle has ever heard of.
Yeah.
But they're on the top 40. They're in the top 40. They're in the top 100. They're in the top 25. And it's because they understand that, or whatever group or label that they're with, they understand that this is important for the building of the brand of that artist. This is important. This is one of the most important aspects of breaking a record on an artist. You know what I'm saying? You can't get shows. You can't get appearances. You're not going to get paid for shows. You're not going to get paid for appearances. You're not going to get considered for any awards or any award shows or magazine publishings or any of that if you're not charting, because they have nothing to go off of.
And what I run across is a lot of independent artists now. They feel like, well, we don't need radio no more. We doing this or we doing that, and we not focused on this. We focusing on TikTok, or we focusing on social media. We focusing on shows, or whatever your focus is right now. We're telling you that that's all great. You need to be focused on social media. You need to be focusing on social media engagement and your music streams and Spotify playlists, pitching, and all of the other things. But don't sleep on this, because this is actually determining your charting determines those awards, your recognition, and where your career is going. It
determines your success. It determines your success in the game. It's just that simple. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You can be focusing on all of that TikTok and all that, and what I tell them is you focusing on being local. That's exactly what you're doing. You focus. You're focusing on being local. You don't want to be a major industry artist.
Yeah.
If you say I don't need radio right now, I say okay, and I turn around and I walk away. I forget your number, I forget your name, I leave you where you at, because to me you don't understand what it's going to take to be a major artist, and that means I'm wasting time and calories.
Right. Now I wanted to show them real quick before we jump off into the next part of this conversation. So this is the alpha data chart report. So this is more of your the streams. This is more of your streaming chart. So as you can see, Adele, her song is actually Easy on Me is number 1 right now with and these kind of come out not this is weekly. but this is showing 1029. But anyway, she accumulated 27 million streams on this particular song, on demand audio, on demand video, and then streams, as you guys can see these numbers. And then Lil Nas X, Industry Baby, he's number 2. He's got a total of 18 million streams. And as you guys can see, it's broken down on demand video and on demand audio.
A lot of people don't know what on demand means.
Okay.
On demand means that you actually went and looked for it and you clicked on it. Right. That's what that means.
Right.
You actually went and clicked on it, like, and you went and searched for it and you clicked on it and said, yeah, I want to hear this song.
This is what I want to listen to right now.
And let's understand that. Let's understand this too. The difference between these two reports. This is your weekly program stream report. So this is reflective of your let's say your distribution, your distro side of it, not so much as your radio spins, even though it's under media base.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
and it used to, I don't know what happened, because it was Shazam at one point, and now it went to this company right here, Alpha Data Chart Report. So they changed whoever is tracking the streaming numbers, but all of this stuff is tracked, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
And that's why
media
that's
base,
important. Yeah.
Media base is one of the reporting services. You also have DTR, which is Digital Radio Tracker. Mm-hmm. You also have All Access, which is another platform like Media Base, and then you have your terrestrial radio platforms as far as Billboard and Nielsen. Which all of them are pretty much ran under that Billboard umbrella, because Billboard is like the universal of that market. They like they have their hands on everything. You know what I'm saying? So but yeah, since we're educating, I just want our listeners to understand that it's not just one platform, it's not just this, it's not just that, it's several different charts. So when you're looking at the Grammys and you see this artist win or nominated for Artist of the Year, and nobody heard of them ever in life, and they from some little far off Venezuelan island or something, you know what I'm saying? This is the reason why. It's because they've been getting 12,000 spins a month for the last 8 months on their campaign to be nominated for this grant. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And shout out to DJ Commando. He tapped in and he's dropping comments, and we really appreciate you and everybody that's liked, shared, and they're leaving comments, or if they have a question, make sure you put that right there on the screen, because we're getting it in real time. And so DJ Commando pretty much wanted to say, as you guys can see on the screen, and that's my point on focusing on a single so that they can find that hit and chart. You know what I'm saying? Right. So so that is, in a sense, I know that working with him and other DJs, being a core DJ, that DJs sometimes they get a lot of music and they just want to know, what's the song we focusing on, what's the song that I need to be supporting you, that we pushing. You know what I'm saying? So artists, sometimes they do give you like a whole mixtape or a whole album, but we need to focus on what I need to focus on. So sometimes DJs be lost.
That's the difference between music coming from independent artists and music coming from a label. Because if the music is coming from a label, even though we putting the album out on that artist, we're going to drop 3 singles on that artist. We're going to sit down with the artist and decide what 3 singles is going to push this project. You know what I'm saying? And those are the singles that the DJs are going to get from the labels. Now, from the artists, they're going to drop their whole independent artist going to drop a whole 22 track mixtape in that DJ's inbox. There's no way in the world the DJ going to be able to say for that and figure out what's the hit.
They want to know. They just need good sound direction, and we do, we talk about that a lot. I think every show that we've launched so far, we talked about treating a release like it's a new release, like it's a new packaged up product, and we got to put a label on it. We got to make it look good. We got to make sure it sounds good, and we got to push it and have a marketing campaign and strategy behind it. So with that being said, how do you get radio airplay? Let's talk about giving these artists tips and people that are tapped in, and I have some tips, but I want you guys to add in yours. First of all, your song, it should be a great song, your best song, okay?
Yes.
Then people don't understand the length of the song is important too for radio airplay.
Right.
Okay. Because I have worked in radio, like I said, in Dallas, Texas, here in California. Program directors can't fit in a 5-minute song, y'all. That's why the songs keep getting shorter and shorter in length. So because they want to play, instead of playing 12 songs in 1 hour, they want to be able to get 15 songs in an hour, more music. We play more music every hour. You know what I'm saying? So they can't play and fit your 5-minute song in there. You get what I'm saying? So the song for the radio, your single, should be no more than 3 minutes and 40 seconds. What y'all have to say about having a great song and the length of your song?
I would say with you, the version that you send to the radio for marketing and for airplay consideration, chop that version down. Even if the song is 3 minutes, 3:20, whatever the standard is, chop that song down to maybe 2:35, 2:40, and send that version down to the radio station. Also, have a video with that. Put a package
that last week.
Very important.
Have a package together for that song already. Have some type of direction and promo for the song. Send them a bio talking about the song, talking about you and the song. Not where you came from, who your mom and them is, how long you was locked up, and all that. Put a bio together talking about the song. How you came up with it, what's the meaning behind it, who the song you want the song to relate to, you know what I'm saying? And also drop a tag for the radio station, drop a station ID for that particular station that you're doing the song for. All of these things matter when they get this package as an independent. That's as an independent taking the song to a program director or a DJ to get on a specialty show or a mix show. You know what I'm saying?
I have to add, this is something that I used to watch my music director, shout out to Big Bink. Big Bink used to have to create an intro for a song. Say, for instance, we really like the song, but he would have to go in and create an intro to the song because it's not enough room for a radio announcer to talk up to the song to introduce your song. They just jump in right this way, just you just drop in, and it's give us a little talk time so we can kind of talk up and introduce your song and talk about what we got coming up and say your name. You get what I'm saying? Give us 10-15 seconds in the beginning of the song, warm it up before you come in, or do a version of that. And sometimes, like, shout out to vertigo.com, a digital distribution service. When you submit your songs to them, they want the radio, they want the acapella, they want the street version. And then the radio version should have that, in the acapella street, the acapella dirty, they want it, and they want it all kind of, they want those different versions, and it's a strategy behind that. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you, as a DJ, they need that acapella because they may want to drop your song on my mix show. Yeah, they might want to put it on a Drake track because because Drake is a hotter artist or he's just more popular and people are familiar with Drake's beat and they're not familiar with you. So they may play Drake's beat underneath your acapella and then slide your song in, and they be like, dang, they loving your song because it's something familiar. You get what I'm saying? And then they might do the same thing. They may let Drake rap over your instrumental. Okay, because it's familiar. So that people be tripping, don't want to give you the instrumental, and they don't take the time when they do the mix and master and everything. What happened to you, Opio? He's looking like the silent partner.
Oh no. I was looking up some other information. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, let's just see who else. So see, Sharnette said I found that it's demographic sound of that track where the track's gonna hit. I agree, 3 tracks or less. All right, Sharnette. All right. Then she said push it and yes, tapping in. All right, thank you so much. But yeah, Crockett, what do you have to say about like just some of the stuff that what do you have to say about what I just said? My statement.
I totally agree. Because it's more to it than just putting your song out, sending your song up to the radio station and them liking it and playing it. Is a lot more that goes into it than that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times they don't even have the leeway to add your song to the playlist, to the rotation playlist. You know what I'm saying? So they have to wait on the opportunity for the song, for a slot to open up where they can slide you in on the playlist. Or
you
may not fit the mix show that they have going back to what the person just said that chimed in, the demographic. It may not even fit the demographic of the type of show, specialty shows or mix shows that they have going on. So you need to send those several different versions of it when you send it in so that they can have that option to get you in on the rotation. You know what I'm saying? And that's speaking on the popularity side of using radio for popularity. You know what I mean? If you want to use radio for productivity, then you need to start investigating and going to some radio conventions and things of that nature and get with a radio marketing rep. Get with a radio marketing firm and sit down with them and go through their process of getting you in regular rotation. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the key to radio productivity. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's all about who you know, and those radio marketing reps have those relationships because program directors 9 times out of 10 are not going to talk to you. Okay, it's a conflict of interest for them to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? So you really do have to listen to what my brother Crockett is saying here, that you get someone, and we have those people. Crockett has connections, Opio, me. We have those people, or we have those relationships with those marketing, with those music directors or program directors. Maybe we can't go for major radio rotation at first. You get what I'm saying? Maybe we got to start off in a mix show because 9 times out of 10, your butt gonna have to start off in a mix show and maybe with some overnights. Some overnight spins. It's not what you want to hear, but you got to crawl before you walk.
The thing, that's another thing. Those overnight spins are those are productivity. That's productivity. That's your rotation, your overnight. The best spins to get, the rotation spins, are the spins where you always hear the same artist. The spins where you don't have a radio personality talking or doing a show while they're on the radio. Right. You dig what I'm saying? So those 1 o'clock in the morning to 6 a.m. those spins, that's that playlist that came down from the broadcast house. That's where the survey is going to fall. That's where you know what I'm saying? That's where the productivity is, because that's where you can run your spins up at. You know what I'm saying? Think about how many songs you can get in.
Right.
Time span. You know what I'm saying?
So we can really break this show into 2 parts. I don't know if you want to come back next week, because I'm telling you, this is like I don't know how long we want to go today, because we've been on live for an hour and a half, Opio.
Hey, let's go another 30 minutes.
Let's go another 30 minutes so we can try. But if we got to do a part 2, Crockett, I think we're gonna have to do a part 2 because
for sure.
You know what I like to kind of expand on, and people may not know, when I left radio, I actually went and worked for a radio consultant, or those radio marketing firms that you're talking about. All right. And we touched many records. I'm talking about your mainstream artists. We do the business with the radio stations and the labels, okay? And it's a campaign. People go for ads. It's a whole strategy. Your record will start off, if you can get 1 to 3 spins a day, that's great. We call that's the first program, let's get it. Okay. So you usually start off to 1 to 3 spins a day for a whole month. Then if your record does good, it researches well, because they do right. They send out emails to their listening audience saying, hey, do you have a minute to do a little survey with us here at this radio station? And they might let you listen to a radio, and if you vote, I don't like that song, 9 times out of 10, if they don't get good feedback on that song, it's gonna die off, and they ain't gonna be able to continue on this campaign. Now, right. If the song does well, they might bump your butt up to 4 to 6 spins, okay, right. For the next month. Okay, right. So
and that's per station. So you think about
per station.
You think about doing a campaign and this marketing firm running a campaign to 50 stations, and each one of those stations pick you up and run you maybe one to 2 times a day to start off. That's a lot of spends per day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's a lot of spends per day. That's a lot of spends per week.
Exactly. You know, and that's how you build what we showed you on that chart. That's how you get up to top 40. That's how you know you want to move on up. Get it, break the top 100 first. Then when you get that top 100 record, that's something to even hold your head to. Hey, my record got the top 100 on the charts. Yeah. And then your goal as an artist is to always move up that chart. Go try to get the top 40. Then try to get the top 20. Then we cooking. Let's get to top 10, and everybody is like going for the Super Bowl. Everybody going for the number one spot.
And what I try to stress to artists is, don't fall into the category of artists that wants to use radio for popularity, because you'll be disappointed every time. The majors are spending major budgets to sew up those popularity spots that I like to call them. Those major during the day when everybody listening to them spots and da-da-da-da. That's why you're going to hear the Jay-Z's, the Beyoncé's, the Cardi B's, the Migos, and all of them during the daytime over and over and over and over again. Because I like to call them popularity slots. Don't get caught up in that headspace that, radio ain't doing nothing for me because they playing all these artists all day. Ain't nobody hearing me.
You got to crawl before you walk.
Think about this. Think about this.
I need a cup of coffee. Artists, go ahead and talk real quick. Let me give me a cup of coffee while you talking to the audience. Let everybody go. My coffee right here.
Those artists and those slots that they're spinning in are basically paying for the radio station to run. They're paying the bills. So for you to be able to be in a rotation list for that station, whenever you play, even if nobody's listening to you, you're still calculating your spends. This is productivity. Yeah. You're building your spends while they're getting the popularity slots. You're building your spends. Now your album is building, so don't get it.
It's not just gonna magically happen for y'all either. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but any business requires a certain level of marketing promotion. You just can't go open up Jack's Chicken Shack, okay, out here and don't have any social media presence, no digital promotions, no kind of advertising. You have to have a strategy and hire a good team that can make all of these moves for you and make that happen. So a venture capitalist raising kind of funds, however, you got to be creative to do that, or get yourself in a position to have enough buds where you can get an indie label or somebody to back you financially. But I mean, I would say a good radio campaign and a good team behind you without kind of, y'all looking too deep off into like payola or anything like that. But just if you want to hire a good team, I would say I've seen people work for, maybe start off with a $10,000 campaign, $20,000 campaign. I've worked with even budgets of 50,000 or so on and so forth. But for a good video promotion campaign with a radio campaign, marketing budget, promotions budget wise, I mean, if you could do it, I would encourage artists to at least get $100,000. If you can come up with at least a good $100,000, and that might be far fetched. We can work with whatever budget you have, and not just saying we, but teams at least come to the table with 10,000. You get what I'm saying? To try to get the buzz started. Get a good team hired that'll back you and give you their time, energy, resources.
A good radio promotion push on a single to start building some buzz. I would say would be a good 10,000, maybe cover maybe 2 months, maybe 8 weeks, maybe 8 to 12 weeks. On a good radio marketing push, it'll cover you, and you can do some real nice startup numbers.
Progress, start making some progress.
So if you set yourself as an artist, you set yourself to do a radio budget of let's say 8 to 10,000, let's say 8 to 12,000 on your radio marketing budget every 3 months. In a year's time, you'll see a major difference. You'll see a major difference in the productivity of your career. You know what I'm saying? And I mean that's just being artists. Now these major labels are dropping $250,000 on a campaign. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna drop $250,000. They're gonna drop $500,000 on a campaign for 6 months.
But they're gonna take it back out your money. They're gonna take it right back. They're gonna recoup. Because they know the publishing that that you're gonna get kicked back off that $500,000. You're gonna get about a quarter back. You're gonna get about a $250,000 back off that $500,000. It takes money to make money. It takes money to make money. It really does.
For an independent artist to really break ground and really get the wheels turning and make some noise out here, I would say between 8 to 12,000 every 3 months.
You're absolutely right. Now, have some people's songs been successful on TikTok, and that's helped them build a popularity and buzz, and possibly get some radio station love?
Now we have a artist that we just dropped called Mark May, which his single just is really, really popular on TikTok and YouTube. So it's so many daggone collaborations on YouTube, man, we can't even count. You know what I'm saying? But it's all monetized. I tell you, it's all monetized. So, but that's all good. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that, so now we seeing that the radio is now picking it up. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's doing, it's doing some nice little numbers on the radio.
I think it all works hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? You got to kind of got this going on over here and this going on over here. It's a really It's about
momentum.
It really, you're absolutely right, because what I've seen is if your spins are off, it has to be all charting at the same time. That's what makes it build up and move up that chart, because it's happening, as we can see. It's 6,000 something spins, 6,500 spins to be the number 1, number 2 song in the country. That's a whole lot of momentum.
But remember that goes all the way back to your release being in sync. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to drop, your single or your album, then you drop in the video 2 months later, then you drop another single 4 months. No, it's never going to get no momentum that way.
You have to have some type of rollout strategy for the project. And other than that, you just throwing grits on the wall and hoping that it stick. You know what I mean?
Amen.
And it's going to run every time. You know what I mean? So, have it in order. Sit down with your team and really put a strategy together, and include a radio budget. You have to include a radio marketing budget in what you're doing. This is key to the success of your project. You
Right.
cannot just drop and think it's going to go because they like it. That's not how it works. I can't stress that enough. And I would
Yeah.
also like to say, don't sleep on internet radio. Do not
Yeah.
underestimate internet radio, because
And,
internet
speaking of
radio,
that, you keep talking, but I'm gonna show them this screen. I'm gonna show them the digital tracker. You mentioned that, and I
yeah,
just wanted them to see it while you're telling them don't
right.
sleep on internet radio. Let's look at this
Now
digital.
this is
Yeah.
digital radio track, digital radio tracker. This platform tracks your internet radio spins. Okay, internet radio, satellite radio spins. As you can see, you got Spotify over here. You got Apple. You got your Apple Music icon
Yeah,
over here.
I'm gonna go down.
Right?
I'm gonna go down and show you some of the internet radio stations. They listed some of their partners below here.
And
right here.
that is because Spotify has radio stations on their platform. Apple Music has radio stations on their platform. So they're not tracking your streams on digital radio trackers. They're tracking the spins that you're getting from the internet radio stations that's on their platform. Okay.
Yeah.
They also track from Live 365, Shoutcast, Podcast, Pandora, iHeartRadio, all of your internet radio stations. Internet radio has gotten so big to where there's more internet radio stations than there is satellite and terrestrial stations combined.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So if you can you can campaign to 50 radio stations, regular radio stations, terrestrial and satellite stations, and with the same budget, you can campaign to 1,500 internet radio stations. You see what I'm saying? And all of them are paying out to the performance rights organizations. So it's all legitimate. It all feeds into your publishing. You see what I'm saying? So the artists need to understand, and managers as well. They need to understand the importance of internet radio. Internet radio, I can start an internet radio station on Live 365 and start spinning your records in my playlist, and you're getting publishing paid to you for the records that I'm spinning from my living room, from my independent radio station. And you have radio stations like that all over the world that's under this internet radio station, this internet radio broadcast house. So it's a lot that goes into that. I just want the artists to know, do not sleep on internet radio. Do not underestimate the power of internet radio. Okay.
And what's so interesting with this, they have it all broken down by genre. And so I went directly to the R&B, hip hop, because I showed you guys urban charts earlier, but they have country, they have inspirational. So if you can see Chris Brown, No Guidance, Lizzo,
major artists.
Major artists are, getting their spins. The Baby, and I have to say, as a label manager and as a music consultant, one of the first plaques I ever received was from this particular service. Once your record does chart and get to a certain status, meaning you broke top 40 or you went to top 10 or top 20, you can order a plaque from here. Yeah, so don't sleep. And
it all mean the same thing, bro. It all mean the same thing. If you top 40, if you made the top 40 DTRs, it's just as prestigious as you making the top 40 of media base or all access. You dig what I'm saying? It's all ranking the same thing. You know what I mean? As you can see, you have the major labels. If internet radio was not important, the major labels would not have their artists on those charts.
Man, we have dropped so much game on this show, and let me see, we got about 18 minutes left.
Yeah.
So let's just go ahead and let me talk about. I think some of the other tips were the artwork. You talked about the packaging and the look and the EPK and the marketing. We touched all of that. One other key thing is a good master. Is mastering. When your final mix is ready, it's time to master your music. So,
Yeah.
you definitely don't want to send this song to a radio station if it's not crisp and at its best.
Yes, we call it sonically sound. That's what we call it. If it's sonically sound, I mean, if it's mixed right and the mastering is right and everything is proper, then it's all good. You get a lot of artists, as far as independent artists, I know that they don't have a whole lot of money, or sometimes they do, but they still get their stuff mixed wrong or mastered wrong. You know what I mean? And sometimes they run out of
them.
Or they go some of that. Yeah, they go to that online mastering programs or whatever. You know what I mean? Get their stuff, and they think they can do it, and stuff be sounding like it's drowned out. Everything be sounding. I had to get on a couple of artists that was doing that. And labels that was using that. I'm like, nah, come on, man. Like,
don't take it to a club or think it's gonna sound good in a stadium or something.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Straight garbage.
Yeah.
Straight garbage. I'm telling you, I have been through so much in my career with artists. I can't tell you. We're at the listening party, and his music is playing in the club, and I'm like, has this been mastered? Because this sounds like trash. When my DJs walk in here, they not gonna want to get behind this record. But in my car, it was fire. The song I have never, still to this day, I am not gonna say his name, but it had to be one of the best creations of work I ever heard. But they didn't do a beautiful mastering job. They did. I don't even know if it was ever mastered. They just took it out the studio and was like, "Here, we want a listening party. We need radio. We want it all." So anyway,
what I usually do, and I do mix and mastering also. So I would just go into it and look at it. I would look at the waveform, and I would know if it's mastered correctly or not. I don't even have to look. I don't even have to listen to it.
Lord have mercy.
I would just look at it and be like, okay, I see what they're doing. They use this. They use that. They use this. I could just go by and just look at it and say, oh, okay.
My hotel. Let me tell you one time. Let me tell you a funny story, because I ain't even talking to his butt right now. But my brother is a producer and a dynamic artist. Now me and him unfortunately fell out after my dad died. But that was one of the key brothers that I have to say. I'm gonna put him on blast. I ain't gonna put my client on blast, but I'm gonna put my family member on blast. But he's like, "Yeah, go to my show. We got a show tonight." I'm like, "All right, rah rah." I turned on my phone. I'm ready. It's his turn to perform. I'm talking about, it sound like a can coming out the speaker, like plugged into one of them old, like Little Rascals coming out the can. It was so bad, bro. I just put my phone up, like, as he started rapping, I just put my phone up and backed away. So it's important to have the proper mix and mastering, period.
Yes,
period.
Yes,
and so shout out to Ann. Ann said this is so good. I'm glad you guys are loving the content and liking the show. So make sure you like, subscribe, share with somebody that needs to hear this information. I think we are dropping jewels. I mean, for people to know what the media-based charts look like, to see what their record label reps are actually getting up every morning after they put all this marketing and promotions behind your record, what they're looking at to determine what we got to continue to spend, what we need to do next, and how they strategize on your music. We showed you guys some of that, the digital radio tracker, internet radio, and the importance of that. I just wanted to ask you though, Crockett, in this digital age, I think we have done a great job at outlining the importance of radio, but I just didn't know if you wanted to add anything else, because we are in a digital age. We do have TikTok, we do have Spotify, and then look at that. We talked about what is it, Spotify? We talk about that other one. What's the other?
Snapchat.
Snapchat. Everybody is they're focusing on music features in their app. So there is this digital age that we're living in, but terrestrial radio and what else did you want to add? Because we showed you about the charting. That stuff is all great, but
What only thing I would add is I would just reiterate, do not dismiss radio of any form. Do not dismiss radio, because as I said when we first started, radio, you don't have to listen to radio for radio to impact what you listen to.
That's true, because you as an artist might not listen to radio, but fans are listening.
That's the reason. Radio is key to breaking any record. And the major labels in this industry know it. The major players in this industry know this industry does not move without radio. Right. Whether people want to believe it or not, this industry does not move without radio, because radio is how you discover new artists, how you discover new music. Radio is how you pay the bills. Without radio, most of the DJs wouldn't be who they are. It would be, no platforms for your recurring shows, your DJ popularity outside of performing in clubs. You know what I'm saying? Like, radio touches a lot of different parts of this industry. So as an artist, as a manager, as an independent label, as an entertainer in this business, do not dismiss radio of any kind.
I think also that radio is kind of a measuring stick on where that artist is in their career. Right. You know what I mean? And are they for real, or are they just, are they an artist, or are they just being an artist? If you know the difference, you know what I'm saying? If they, they just being an artist, or are they an artist? You know what I'm saying? As far as to seriously get into their career, or seriously do what they need to do for their career. You know what I mean? So
and it may take some research. You might need to know what all these states and the major cities, or even some of the smaller cities that touch my state. Like, where am I? So if I'm in, let's say for example, I'm in Dallas, Texas. You got Oklahoma next to me. You got Louisiana. You got Houston. You got San Antonio. You got El Paso. You got Lawton, Oklahoma, Oklahoma City. You got all of these different markets. You have to have a team and then strategize, and maybe start with the mixers, because then they can kind of get you into where the program director is. And I know it's kind of hard. I sympathize with artists. They be like, man, everybody got their hand out, everybody want to get paid. And even when I go to the club, DJs, if just to play my song in the club, they want to get paid. And I do feel for them. You got to kind of differentiate between the weak or the real and the fake, and people that are just trying to take your money. But so that's why it's important to maybe have a good manager and have somebody that knows, they can go directly to the sources, somebody that can go directly to DJs. They have a relationship. This is a relationship business where, so get to a team. That's kind of my tip. You got to kind of gain clout from gain clout in your city and in the streets first before you try to get radio too.
Now I was gonna say, tell me about the core DJ thing. I know that you
the coast to coast
Crockett,
DJs.
You coast to coast DJs. I'm court DJ. So like both of us are label managers, and both of us are down with DJ organizations and have relationships with DJs. See what I'm saying? That says a lot about both of us as label managers. So go ahead.
Right. So I agree with what she's saying. As a DJ, being a part of the Coast to Coast DJ Coalition, it's kind of hard to do it without radio, bro. It's kind of hard to do it without you having some type of, like you said, Opio, that measuring stick for us to gauge what your project is going to do. You know what I'm saying? Even as a DJ, because if I'm as a coast to coast mixtape DJ, I get mixtapes all the time. And do I know who this artist is? How do I research this artist? How do I research this independent artist? Do I go to YouTube? Do I look at how many views they got? 9 times out of 10, they bought the views. That's cool. Do I go to their Instagram account, look at how many followers they have to determine how to gauge them on whether I want to host this mixtape for them or not? Or do I go to the digital radio tracker? Do I look for what radio stations, if any, are playing this artist? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like these are things that I look at, and I try to explain to the different independents that come to me, even on the mixtape circuit. Like, you're on the mixtape circuit, go get you some internet radio, bro.
Right.
You know
that was one of the tips.
Go
one of the
get you
tips
some
is
internet radio.
Focus on non-commercial radio first. You know what I mean?
But internet radio is commercial radio.
Well, it says non. They called it non. They, it does say
that's the myth.
That's the radio myth. Programmers, they take
that's the myth. That's the myth.
Commercial, non-commercial radio at first.
Yeah,
so
but it's the myth because.
I mean, at this point, I think it was back in the day, but now with people like digital radio trackers and everything, and being able to really chart, it's changed the game. It's changed the game.
They're now paying. They made the FCC made them register their stations with the pros so that they can be tracked now. Because at first it was just. I can put up a website and I can just start playing music, and the artist wouldn't get paid for me playing their music.
But now, you got to
pay Napster thing and all that. Mm-hmm. Now you have to pay into the service. And
stream,
you know what I'm saying? So
to even be able to participate.
It made them become commercial radio.
Yeah,
you're right. What I'm saying? And people didn't understand that, but the majors did. That's why you see. A lot of their
and there's still some non-reporting stations. There's still some non-reporting, which I'm not a big fan of. Like,
but they call those like community stations and stuff.
But let's not get it messed up. They might be a small town like in Oklahoma, but it's still ran by the program director who runs the Oklahoma City station, or he might run the Lawton, Oklahoma station, but he still run that small station here and maybe even run another couple stations out of state. So you never know. Just focusing on a non-reporting station may lead. Yeah, it's saying it's a domino effect. It could lead to one thing, could lead to another. Exactly. So don't sleep on the smaller stations. Exactly. It gets you in the game. Get your foot in the door. Another, you talked about send over an electronic press kit, cultivate organic airplay, think globally, sign with a label. There are different tips, and I wish we had enough time to go over everything, but I'm enjoying this conversation, and but we gonna go ahead and kind of wind it down. Crockett, can we have you back on the show to talk about radio again pretty soon?
Oh. Definitely.
Yeah, let's see what Charnette had to say. She said, at the end of the day, you must invest in yourself. Your city is gonna come around when you are hot everywhere else. And yes, internet radio stations are important. Now, this is coming from an artist who has a catalog, and she's been pushing herself as a Black woman for a long time, and has great videos and everything to go with it. So thanks. The reason I'm a part of atxsoulradio.com, you must keep investing. And yes, you need a team and a management. So thank you, Charnette. We're running out of time, and she got a whole message out there for the people. You hear me? But we thank you so much for tuning in. Let me see. Opio, did you want to talk about your mastering secrets and tips next week, or is it?
We'll do that next week.
We'll do that next. Well, I did have a tip One tip for you guys is I'm going to start dropping maybe some people that you guys need to be following on social media. So make sure you follow Wendy Day. Okay, I'm going to share one of her posts because it's relevant to what we're talking about right now. Let me just see right here. Let me share that. This Make sure you're following Wendy Day. She was a huge part of the Cash Money Universal deal back in the day, and she still is so active, and she has a book, How to Get a Record Deal, that you can kind of listen to, audio book, get it on your Kindle. But this is something I think that this sums up our whole entire show. Make great music, find people who like your music a lot, find more people just like them, monetize your music, and learn the music business. Okay.
Way down.
Okay. I love Wendy Day. So make sure you guys are following her at Rap Coalition, and tap in every Sunday. Make sure you tap into us live, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. OPO, you got some words of advice and
I just say keep making music, man. Keep making good music. You know what I mean? And just stay, loving what you do. You know what I mean? Don't let it get you down. If somebody say, nah, it ain't what we're looking for or whatever, but, just keep at it. Keep at it. You'll get that one. Yeah. And visuals is so important. Do not drop a single without visuals. Please, people, please don't do that, because people will look for the video first, then the single. So make sure that you look, you get that video done, and please get it done professionally. You know what I mean? I mean, you can, it's a whole lot of videographers out here that has, fairly good quality for a fairly good price, something to start out with. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have $10,000 on a video, and it's still. I know somebody that did it for $1,500 that looks better than what your man did. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you got to choose wisely and pick your videographers wisely and your photographers wisely to get the right shots and the right looks that you want to go along with your overall package.
Right. So, and then Crockett, CEG, okay, 50/50. UMG. Tell everybody how they can follow you and tap in and get in touch with you as well.
Just follow me on Instagram, man. You just laid it out at CEG 5050 MGUMG on Instagram. Drop me a message, man. Holler at me. I'm here to help. If you need to get on, holler at me. Make sure you right though, because if you ain't, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, we're gonna help you get yourself together. Okay, that's what we do. We love the people. We do this for the people.
I'm just here to help, man. I'm here to help all my artists. I've been there. I've been in the mud, and I'm climbing out the mud now. So,
Amen. Shout out a couple of your artists too. Shout out
Shout out Juwan Antonio, new artist we getting ready to drop out of LA. Shout out to Rockstar Way. Coming straight out of the DMV, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to one of my producer, Red Rob, 5 Red Rob. My main producer, 1111, over there in Highsville. Y'all go check him out, man. You got 5 for days. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
My writers down in Atlanta, AD. Hey,
you serious about it? Crockett serious as a mug.
We rocking out here, man. We put the team together. We got it going. 2022 gonna be a real good year. Let's get it popping.
All of us. Yeah. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Thank you, Crockett. Thank you, Opio. If you need to reach any of us, podcast at 5050mg.com. That's it. All right. And we love you guys. We thank you so much. Have a great week ahead. We'll tap in with you. You tap in with us next Sunday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. Y'all have a great day. And it's just like that.
Yeah.
Man.